Solar power for nonprofits. Many nonprofits don't believe solar power can work for them. The cost of a solar panel system often seems prohibitive, but now new flexible financing options are allowing nonprofits to receive the same financial and environmental benefits solar delivers to home and business owners. This is great news for nonprofits. In an environment where every penny counts, installing a solar power system makes a lot of sense. Benefits of solar. Electricity costs are often a significant operating expense, and just like their business counterparts, nonprofits are looking for ways to contain these steadily rising costs. With solar, your organization can either significantly reduce or even eliminate its electric bill in the long term. You can potentially save 10 to 50% on your monthly electric bills, which can total to hundreds or thousands of dollars of savings every year. It can also protect you from annual increases in electricity rates. Solar can improve your ability to forecast these expenses more precisely. As a result, budgets and expenses become much easier to manage over the long term, and you can use your savings to further your core mission. There are environmental benefits too. For every kilowatt of solar panels you install, your organization avoids about 1 ton of carbon emissions every year. That's roughly the same as planting 20 trees every year. For many nonprofits, operating sustainably is consistent with their mission and their desire to be a positive force within their communities. Nonprofits can afford to go solar. Even though solar panel prices have fallen dramatically over the past few years, for many organizations it can still be expensive. Most businesses are able to reduce the cost through tax incentives. Unfortunately, because of their tax-exempt status, nonprofits aren't able to do the same. But that doesn't mean nonprofits can't afford to go solar. While most nonprofits generally are not able to spend the cash up front to pay the full cost of a solar panel system, there are many flexible financing methods that allow these organizations to go solar without making any upfront investment. Option 1. Solar leases and PPAs. Solar leases and power purchase agreements, also known as PPAs, allow nonprofits to install solar panels on site without actually owning them or making an investment. Both options are similar to renting. With a solar lease, your organization will pay a monthly fee for the system and get to use all of the electricity the solar panels produce, for free. With a PPA, you agree to purchase the electricity the system generates at prices that are lower than what you would pay your utility. Most leases and PPAs have zero down options, so you won't pay anything up front for the installation. Your monthly payment for a lease or PPA is usually less than your current electric bill, so you begin saving right away. What's more is that your expenses will become completely predictable. With a solar lease or PPA, you will be able to save 10 to 50% over your monthly electric bills without making any upfront investment. And over time, as electricity prices continue to increase, your savings will continue to grow. Generally, you sign a lease or PPA contract for a duration of 10 to 20 years with the leasing company, and they will install the panels at your property. Your savings over the contract period could total in the tens of thousands of dollars. That's real money. And although solar panel systems require little to no maintenance, if something were to happen, the lease or PPA company, not your organization, would be responsible for any repairs since it owns the system. At the end of the contract period, your organization can extend the agreement, continuing to pay monthly payments to the leasing company. Or it could purchase the system from the leasing company at a much lower cost, and the electricity it generates would be yours for free. Other options include the possibility of the solar leasing company donating the system to your organization at the end of the original contract period. All of these financing methods are putting solar within reach of nonprofit organizations, allowing them to free up significant amounts of cash. If the savings are redirected to mission-related programs, your organization could increase its impact while lowering its overhead, or use it to fund further growth. If you're convinced of the value solar power systems deliver, it's time to start shopping.
In our Eye on Earth series, we can share a bit of good news in the battle against climate change. Cleaner, renewable sources of energy, such as wind and solar, are generating more power in the U.S. than coal. That's encouraging because burning coal produces planet-warming emissions that make sea levels rise and weather more extreme. CBS News senior environmental correspondent Ben Tracy visited a school district in Arkansas that's turning sun rays into paydays.
Let's review real quickly.
Jeannie Repke has been a teacher in Arkansas for 24 years.
Why are you a teacher?
Oh my gosh, the students. Absolutely, completely the students.
Can I assume you don't do this for the money?
If you're in it for the money, It's the wrong profession. It's not the right choice.
Repke School District in Batesville, Arkansas, prides itself on putting students first. But when it came to paying its teachers, Batesville was next to last in this part of the state. Salaries averaged about $45,000.
And we weren't keeping people because of that.
Michael Hester is Batesville's superintendent. He was losing teachers and having a hard time getting new ones to move to this rural Arkansas town of about 10,000 people.
People aren't in this business obviously for the money, but they should not have a vow to poverty to teach either.
Thank you.
Jeannie Repke has been working 5 nights a week at the local community center just to make ends meet. But then she started hearing a rumor.
Oh, yeah. Teachers love to talk.
About an unusual solution to Batesville's budget problems.
First you're like, what's that about? Really, what's that about?
That would allow this school district to truly live up to its name.
Don't sleep on Arkansas. We'll surprise you every time.
The school took an unused field out back and filled it with hundreds of solar panels. It also put up a new solar canopy stretching across the entire front of the high school. In all, nearly 1,500 panels aimed at recharging Batesville's budget.
Batesville's the pioneers, and they really did pioneer solar in Arkansas.
Rick Vance works for the local energy company that helped the district save more than $600,000 in utility costs.
They did it at a time when no one else was doing it, and when now everybody's doing it.
Solar power costs a lot less than it used to, mainly because it's now cheaper to make the panels. In the past decade, the price of solar has dropped 89%. So to both save money and the planet, more than 7,000 schools across the country are now using solar power. That's up 81% in just 5 years. But as far as anyone can tell, Batesville is the only school district that's turned panels into paychecks.
Batesville has reduced the checks they write to utilities and increased the checks they write to teachers.
With the money it's saved and made by selling electricity back to the grid, Batesville has handed out bonuses 2 years in a row, boosting every teacher's salary by as much as $15,000. The district, once one of the worst, is now the best paying in the county.
Are you getting more resumes these days from teachers who want to come work here?
Not only are we getting more resumes, we're getting fewer resignations.
That's good.
Jeannie Repke has seen her pay go up by thousands of dollars, enough to dig out of debt and cut way back on her hours at the community center.
Thank you.
Did you ever in your life imagine you'd get a raise because of solar panels?
No, that would not have been one of the things that I thought. But what a great idea. The sun's going to be shining anyway, so why not cash in on that?
And she's grateful her school realizes that putting students first starts with their teachers.
It's good to know that they care about us. It feels really, really good.
I took an independent study class once a week during school, and during that class, we were allowed to do absolutely anything that we wanted to do. I decided that I wanted to do something that would help my school, and with that came the idea of renewable energy and solar panels.
When Claire first told us that she wanted to do this project to put solar panels on our school, we were really excited. So it was a pretty big unknown, and we had no idea whether it would just be a schoolgirl's nice idea or turn into something big.
I think schools should go solar because if there's any opportunity to make better use of our resources, we should be taking advantage of that.
The solar panels would be saving our school about $8,000 every year. More money would be going to education. The panels are also going to be tied into the curriculum of the schools. By putting solar panels on middle schools and elementary schools and high schools, it can leave an impact on more than just a few people. Every kid, every student, every parent, every grandparent that steps into the school has been impacted by the solar panel work by these students.
At 6:30, a local church taking action to help reduce our carbon footprint by spending $30,000 that should read on solar panels.
That's right, $30,000 on the solar panels. 41 Action News reporter Emma James tells us why church members say it's not about the money, but something much bigger.
To me, that is a sign of the future.
At the Colonial Church in Prairie Village, the sun is shining on Pastor Aaron Roberts' newest project. 32 solar panels, already hard at work.
On a bright day like today, yes.
The inspiration came from another church in the metro calling on others to follow its lead. One Sunday morning, Roberts pitched the idea to the congregation, and he got the green light.
This summer, the congregation voted, and just a matter of weeks later, here they are.
The congregation and churchgoers supported the $36,000 price tag. Because it's a nonprofit, the church doesn't have the tax credit other businesses would. But Roberts says the panels will pay for themselves in about 12 years.
There's really no reason not to do this.
A Prairie Village mother couldn't agree more.
I think it's great. It will probably be very good for the church, and maybe some other businesses and even houses in the neighborhood will follow suit.
That's the goal.
We hope that this is a witness to our community of what is truly important.
He says some folks had concerns about how the panels would look on the building, but he couldn't be happier with the outcome.
I think they're beautiful.
Now he wants others to see the beauty in them too and consider doing their part to be more eco-friendly.
Do it too. Let's join together and outdo each other in acts of righteousness.
In Prairie Village, Emma James, 41 Action News.
For the past 12 years, Green Futures Energy has engaged in providing solar awareness events and activities across the country. Promoting the transition to renewable energy through workshops, open houses, and public seminars, including our Evolution of Energy series on topics such as the climate crisis and solar as a solution. Green Futures Energy has trained and mentored hundreds of energy consultants to sell solar home improvements with transparency and ethics while delivering excellence in the customer experience. Green Futures Energy is directly responsible for the sale and installation of nearly 70 megawatts of solar energy projects, both commercial and residential. Green Futures Energy is a leader in the Climate Reality Project and is actively involved in educating the public on the climate crisis and solar as part of the solution for a better future. Green Futures Energy is proud to have made a positive impact in the community by partnering with schools, youth sports leagues, fraternal and religious groups, as well as other nonprofit organizations, to increase awareness and raise funds to benefit them through the Solar Ambassador Program. Green Futures Energy is very excited to announce a new endeavor with a national partner. Very successful in bringing opportunity to all nonprofit organizations so that they can fully participate in the solar energy revolution in this market. Making it possible for these organizations to save millions of dollars on energy costs for electricity to power their facilities. Schools, hospitals, religious, secular, and fraternal organizations, and other nonprofit organizations have already experienced these benefits across the country and around the globe. Now it is here, in your community. We can't wait to show you what you have been missing. To tell you how you can find out more, please give your attention to Naval Intelligence veteran, entrepreneur, with over 40 years of successful sales, managing, training, up to and including CEO, a passionate activist and leader in the solar energy industry, president of Green Futures Energy, Mr. Ray Satterfield.
Thank you for your time and attention in viewing this digital magazine. I hope that you found it interesting and informative. It would be my privilege to introduce one of our expert energy advisors who can work with your organization to prepare an energy analysis report to present to your board or leadership. We'll share with you how you can reduce your energy cost immediately, and there's no cost or obligation attached to our consultation. The best part is that our solution doesn't involve spending any more money. There's nothing to purchase. We'll show you how great many nonprofit organizations across the country are already benefiting from cutting the cost of their electricity, leaving more money in their budget for other priorities. If you'd like to know what we've done for them, just call or click to start the conversation. An energy advisor will promptly reach out to you for a brief discovery call to discuss what your objectives are and answer any questions that you have. Find out what is possible.